Trivago.
Welcome back to Business Class. Well, as Canada marks its 150th birthday, there's never been a better time to visit. And one of the destinations that's high on the list and must-dos is Quebec City in the country's east. This is North America's only walled city, well on par with the fortified medieval towns of Europe. Quebec City is a perfectly preserved Francophile stronghold where the oldest buildings date back to the 1600s and French, the fiercely protected first language. Well, Adam Ford, editor of the Big Bus Tour and Travel Guide, checks in with this executive travel guide. Adam, great to see you and thank you for joining us. Now, it really sounds like a fascinating place. Let's start off with places to stay, executive places to stay. What would you recommend?
Sure, Leanne, I've got 3 words for you. Ooh la la, that is the sum total of my French. But that sums up this destination perfectly. What an incredible place Quebec City is. As you said, you could be standing in the middle of it and really think you are in the middle of one of those great old world European cities. I've got 2 executive stays for you. Now, the first is the hotel that literally dominates the skyline in old Quebec. That's the Fairmont Le Chateau Frontenac. Wow, what a historic property. It owes its heritage to the Canadian Pacific Railway that built a string of these hotels across Canada at the turn of the 20th century to promote domestic tourism and to house its passengers. It's just undergone a multi-million-dollar renovation. All of the period touches have been retained, but of course it now combines all of the mod cons that today's traveller demands. It's a big hotel. There are 611 rooms and suites. Have a look at the junior suites and also the Frontenac suites. Now, they offer 45 square metres and 62 square metres respectively, so you get a bit of extra space there, many of them with stunning views across the old town and also the St Lawrence River. Now, the second option is down in the Old Port area, just down on the river. It's called Auberge Saint-Antoine. It's a boutique luxury hotel, 95 rooms and suites. And what's really interesting about this particular property is during the construction of the main section of the hotel, which was built in the early 90s, they excavated all of these historic heritage artefacts which have been incorporated into the design of the hotel. So you'll find them on display at the doors of the various rooms and suites around the hotel. You can do a guided tour if you're interested. All of the rooms individually designed, faultlessly executed. Have a look at the luxe rooms. They have some extra space and also stunning views across the St Lawrence River. Definitely worth a look. That's Auberge Saint-Antoine.
All right, fantastic. Well, it sounds like there's some wonderful executive places to stay there. Let's move on and touch on Quebec's dining scene, Adam. What are some of the must-tries? How would you describe the cuisine?
Yeah, the thing to recognise about Quebecois cuisine is, of course, it gets down to -20 in Quebec City in winter, so the cuisine is understandably hearty. It's designed to warm the cockles. There's a real move, though, to sort of combine that with a modern twist. Some of the eateries to try around town include Chez Muffy, which is the signature restaurant at Auberge Saint-Antoine. They are housed in a 19th century mariner's warehouse, lots of beautiful exposed stonework and wooden beams. They do 4 sittings a night. A stunning menu. Try the fresh oysters there, and also the very generously sized lobster which comes from the Gaspé Peninsula up north. They also grow a lot of their own produce, so that's a really special culinary experience. Up at the chateau, the restaurant Champlain, certainly in an old world setting but with an ethos solely in nouveau Quebecois cuisine. That's definitely worth a try. And also I loved Ciel on top of the Concorde Hotel over near the Quebec Parliament. Now, it's a revolving restaurant. It's visible pretty much from around the city. It's on the 28th floor, refurbished in 2014. A great French-Canadian menu. It takes about an hour and a half to do the full revolution, and everything is served up with these stunning 360-degree views. Leave enough room for the desserts. They are out of this world.
All right. Adam, last but not least, tell us a bit more about some of the must-sees and do's in and around Quebec City.
Yeah, it really depends on what you're interested in. I mean, one of the great joys of this destination is just wandering the old city and taking it all in. If you want to investigate a few of Quebec's many cultural institutions, have a look at the Museum of Fine Art. Now, they have 3 buildings. If you only have time to do one, make it the Pavilion Pierre Lassonde, which was built in 2016. Stunning architecturally, but it also has a great collection of modern art, which is well worth a look. The Museum of Civilization down on the Old Port, that's that's the most popular cultural institution in town. Definitely worth paying a visit there. And also I mentioned the Quebec Parliament building, absolutely stunning, and you can do free tours there as well. But really, this destination is all about just soaking up that joie de vivre and letting it all just wash over you. It's just a fantastic destination. I can't recommend it highly enough.
All right, fantastic. It looks wonderful. I think you'd have to rug up, though, when it gets down to some of those extreme temperatures. But nonetheless, wonderful. Adam, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us as always.
My pleasure.